So obviously this is not a normal video on the channel, and I was going back and forth whether I should do this or not, because I hate the thought of people thinking I have the wrong intentions. But I have to look past that, and I have to look past my own selfishness, because in all honesty I hate the thought of rehashing some of my past and some of the things that I still deal with today. But like I said, I can't be afraid of what some people think my intentions are in a video like this, because in all honesty, like, I've been given this platform for a reason, and I feel like the reason I question myself all the time, why I've been given the voice to speak to potentially 150,000 plus people on a daily basis, and it never makes sense to me. And like in times like this, I know what I should do and why I've been given this voice. If I can help one person, and I know so many people say that, but it's the God's honest truth. If I can help one person by making this video, no matter who thinks I'm doing this for the wrong reasons, every little bit of it was worth it. And with all that said, obviously I am not monetizing this video. I do not want any personal gain from this video whatsoever. I'm going to try my best to turn this into a teaching moment. I'm going to try my best to take an awful situation and try my best to make it into at least somewhat of a positive learning experience. And with all that said, like I said, I'm not monetizing this video. There will be a link in the description box below in this video to a suicide prevention website where you can donate and learn a lot of stuff if you're struggling yourself. So with all that said, I just hope to God that this just helps somebody out there, and I can just use this platform and use my past to just help somebody. And hopefully nobody thinks I have the wrong intentions, but it's scary for me to make a video like this, because I don't feel pressure, but I feel like I just want so bad to be helpful, and hopefully, honest to God, this helps somebody. But anyways, let's recap what happened. Obviously, I never make videos like this. I don't hate. I try my best to be as positive as possible. I try my best to just spread positivity, try to make people happy that might be going through bad times. But obviously, you guys all saw Jake Paul, dog. This man's an idiot. An absolute idiot. And I hate to be harsh, but it's his freaking fault. Dude's absolute scum. Absolute scum, and I hate the fact that he has the power and has the audience and has the, I guess, fame to manipulate so many people into thinking what he did was right, what he did wasn't wrong, because that is one of the scummiest things I've ever seen somebody pull via social media and via YouTube, via any social media. So as you guys know, this man goes into a forest that is renowned for being the site of suicide. Man goes in there with his crew and finds somebody who just had recently committed suicide, puts the man's body in the video, put the dead body in the thumbnail, puts it all over the title, and we all know why he does it. We all know why he does it. We all know why he went there. And if you guys missed True Jordy's video, I saw him make a video on this, and it was kind of my inspiration to make a video as well. He made a magnificent video on the same topic, heartfelt, and I will leave a link to that as well. Magnificent guy, and I will leave a link to his video. But even True Jordy says it. You know why he goes there. You know why he went there in the first place. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. He wanted for something like that to happen. He wanted to go into that suicide force. He wanted the worst possible thing to a normal human being to happen, and he got it. He got exactly what he wanted. He can fake his emotion. He can fake his split second of sorrow from seeing somebody's family member, somebody's brother, somebody's potentially son, somebody's husband end his life right there. Has no remorse whatsoever, and has the audacity to monetize somebody's death. Has the audacity to monetize somebody's death. And once he got enough hate, he tries to make up his image. He tries to go out, tries to demonetize his video, act like that's all okay. Act like he tried to do it for suicide prevention. You don't aid in suicide prevention. You don't bring awareness to suicide prevention by putting someone who just killed themselves on the thumbnail in the video for a lot of little kids to see. And for a normal human being, that right there, I can't even fathom. I can't even fathom what I would do if I was walking through a forest and saw somebody who just died. I would definitely not film it and show it to a potential 15 million people, and that's what he has as a reach, as his audience. It's 15 million people. Dog, he has the audacity to profit, to make personal gain off of somebody's death. Like, and the thing is, I try my best in life. This is my own personal opinion. I try my best to give every little person, no matter what the situation, no matter how disgusting of an action they take, or no matter how disgusting of a word they say, no matter how disgusting they portray themselves as, I try my hardest to give the benefit of the doubt. As hard as it is in a situation like this, I tried my best. And then you go out and see his apology. You go and see his apology where he uses the word I, me, look at me, I get a lot of views. Why would I have to expose a dead body on my channel to get views when I already get them? You know I shouldn't do that. I don't make mistakes. This is my first mistake. Forgive me, me. This is the scummiest human being I have ever seen on this platform. And I do not one bit say that lightly. It takes a lot for me to say something that extreme, but this is genuinely the scummiest thing and most insane thing I have ever seen somebody pull, and I hope his career is ended. And you might say that's extreme. Everybody deserves a second chance. No, not when there. I cannot fathom somebody trying to get something personal out of somebody else's death. The fact that he has family members potentially, he has maybe even a son, maybe a newborn son, who just lost their father, just lost their son, just lost their brother, just lost their husband because of a mental problem, because of life, because of depression, and you can sit there and laugh. He laughed. He laughed in the video. He laughed. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I hope more than anything, the people that still follow him and support him through this somehow, some way, crack something in their brain to realize that is not okay. The fact that all these little kids watch him and because he is their idol, they believe this type of behavior is okay. I hope more than anything, I hope and pray that something comes through their brain to know the fact that that's not okay. That is definitely not okay, because the matter of the fact, man, is what he just experienced is real. That is not a TV show. That is not a prank. That is a real human being that thought his best option that he currently had in life was to end his own life. And the reason why I'm making this video, enough bashing. I didn't intend to say hateful things. I didn't intend to even, I just wanted to overview what happened so you guys know what I'm talking about. But that I might even edit some of that out. But I want this to be a teaching moment, man. I like keeping things to myself because I've had a lot of rough times in my past. I was diagnosed with severe depression, anxiety, my senior year of high school, and I can't even describe the amount of nights I sat on my floor and just cried and cried and cried. And bless my mom's heart, if it wasn't for her, man, I don't know if I'd be here today. The amount of times in the past 6 years, 7 years or so, I've cried myself to sleep. I've sat on my floor, and the feeling that I had, and to know, I genuinely, the things that I have felt in my past, the pain I have felt in my past. I know it's a cliche statement, but I do not wish the feelings that I felt in my past on anybody, not even my worst enemy. And to know somebody like Logan Paul can go out there and just make fun of somebody who thought in that moment, the same moments that I've had in my past, that ending their life was the best scenario, that it's so hard to wrap my mind around it. And he can just sit there and laugh and get personal gain off of that, you are scum. You are an awful human being. And everybody watching this, maybe you're a fan of Logan Paul and think what I'm saying is outrageous. I hope this video sheds some light, and I hope this video can make you realize and understand that that's not okay, because this is real. Suicide, depression, anxiety is real. It is real. And all we can do is come together. All we can do is talk to people. All we can do is live life and try our best to take life and try our best to make the most out of what seems like an awful situation. What seems like a situation you'll never overcome. And the reason I make this is because I've been there. I don't think I've told anybody ever this. I don't think I've ever told anybody this. I don't think I've ever really talked to anybody. But in those times that I've had in my past, of course, I thought about suicide. I have plenty of times, more than a handful of times, I've thought about killing myself. But the thought is so real. And the fact that some people go through it, it's so real, guys. It is so real. And if you're somebody out there experiencing depression, anxiety, like suicidal thoughts, please talk to somebody. Please talk to somebody. And the reason I come out here and make this video and talk about my past and tell hundreds of potential thousand people that tell them about the lowest times of my life that I've had is because I'm here. The reason I tell you this is because I'm still here. I'm here. And you can make it too, I promise. I promise, I promise. It's hard. Dog, it's hard because when I would get in my lowest of my lows, the last thing I wanted to think about was time. The last thing I wanted to think about was time heals everything. But guys, I know it's a cliche statement. I know it doesn't seem, it's hard to grasp. I know it's hard to fully understand the concept of the words that I say, but I promise you guys, when I say time heals everything, I never in a million years, the times that I sat in my floor and cried myself to sleep and cried and wish I was dead, I never thought a year from now, 2 years from now, a couple months from now, I would be okay. I never thought that. But guys, I promise you, talk to somebody, stick life out, and everything will get better, and you'll be able to stand one day. You'll be able to tell somebody else experiencing the same problems you had. You'll be able to tell somebody who was sitting in that floor just like you one day, who was sitting there crying themselves to sleep. You'll be able to tell somebody who's going through that same exact thing that you went through, that you will be able to kick depression's ass, and you will not have to end your life, and you're going to live an incredible life. You're going to be able to live an incredible life that you never thought you would, because you can get through it. Every single one of us can do it. Every single one of us can get through life. Every single one of us can do the thing that we thought when we were sitting in that floor crying ourselves to sleep was not possible. We can do it, and I am living proof. I don't want you to think I'm being boastful. That is the last thing I've ever wanted to do. I have so many conflicting thoughts in my mind when I try to talk about positive things and try to talk about my experience and where I am today, because I don't want people to think I'm being boastful whatsoever. But I promise you, if you would have told me 3-4 years ago when I was sitting on my floor crying myself to sleep that I'd be here today, be able to speak to you guys, be able to take what was going on. If you would have told me at that moment I was going to be able to tell you guys, tell 150,000 people about me making it to where I am today after numerous times crying myself to sleep, I would have called you crazy. But I've made it to where I am today because it's possible. It is possible. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to give time its chance. You have to give yourself a chance, because you are worth every little thing that you ever dreamed of. I promise you guys, take everything you possibly can. The way I've dealt with my things in my past, the way I've dealt with my struggles, is I try to take the positive out of every little situation. And the only way, I promise, and I hate repeating myself because I know me and myself in those low moments, this was the last thing that I wanted to hear. But telling yourself and making yourself comprehend the hardest possible thing to do, I promise you. But if you can comprehend that time heals everything. You'll get better. Your mind will get better. Your life will get better. Your health will get better. Everything will get better. You just have to give time its chance. If you can comprehend that and trust in yourself and trust in life, I promise you one day, it might not be next week, it might not be next month, it might not be back next year, but I promise you one day, you will one day be able to tell somebody who's going through the same exact things that you're going through that they can get through it too. You'll be able to be a shining light in somebody's life that when you were sitting there crying yourself to sleep, you never in a million years thought it was going to be possible. But you're going to do it. I promise. Just tell yourself one day you'll be able to help somebody that was in the same situation that you were. And when you actually understand how low that you actually were, and the fact that you can help somebody out of that when you yourself thought it was impossible, you'll be able to understand and you'll be able to realize that everything you went through was for a reason. I look back now and understand. I could sit here and easily think negative about my past. I could easily think how much time did I waste? How much time, valuable time, which we really don't get much of, did I waste going through depression? Not enjoying life. It's because of this moment right here. And as scared as I am to come here and talk on a camera to potentially hundreds of thousands of people and talk about my past, every little bit of it was worth it if I can help one of you guys. And I promise you guys, think positive. The way I got through it, this might not work for everybody else. Think positive. Try your best to pick just one little thing in your life, whether it be your health, whatever your job is, family, relationships. Just pick one little thing and try your best to improve daily. Try to improve yourself daily, and once you get into a routine of seeing constant improvement, I promise it. Because you got to remember, guys, this isn't your problem. This isn't you. This is not your fault. That's the main thing about all this, and I wish I had talked about it earlier because half of you probably clicked off the video by now. But the thing we have to realize is we can't be so hard on ourselves because this is not our fault. People have this misconception, and nothing pisses me off more than somebody out there laughing at depression, thinking it's something made up in your head. No, this is not our fault. It's a chemical imbalance in our brain that we just can't, control. But you have to realize and understand that you are not a victim of your circumstance, and you are going to kick depression's ass because it is not you. You are you, and you can make the most out of your life. You're not going to let something that you cannot control determine how you're going to live your life and determine that you're going to end your life, because you're not. You are so much more and so much better than what you currently think you are, because I promise every single one of us have our purpose on this earth. In your lowest of lows, you might not think that, but we're all here for a specific reason, and we have so much more to our lives than what we think. And I promise you guys, I would not say this if I didn't believe it 100%, but everything gets better. I promise. I promise. I promise. And after 5 or 6 years of going through this, it's still something, that I struggle with. It's still something that hits me time to time. But I try to take everything that I just explained and try to implement it into my routine, implement it into my life. And it might, I can't say from personal experience because it's not something I've gotten over. I don't know if it's something that sticks with you the rest of your life or something that you get over one day. I don't know that because I haven't got over it completely. But I do know from using my coping mechanisms that I've talked about, this thing does not control my life anymore, and that can be you too. If you're somebody struggling with this, struggling with depression, struggling with suicidal thoughts, you can beat it. If I can beat it with the mind that I have, I promise you, you can do the same. Don't let people like Logan Paul, don't let people that make fun of depression, people that make light of situations like this, don't let them misguide you into thinking that you're a joke. To thinking that suicide's something to laugh at. No, it is not. It is real because I've experienced it. So guys, in conclusion, I should have wrote a script or at least had some points out. I hate the thought of making this video and not going through every point that I want to, because every little point that I could talk about, no matter how the smallest of detail, could help somebody out there. So hopefully I explained and described and just gave you everything that I had emotionally and mentally. But I just want you guys to know that you are stronger than what you currently think you are. You're not a victim of your circumstance. Do not let life dictate your happiness. And tell yourself every day, if you're struggling through depression, that you're going to kick its ass, because you are. I promise. I've done it, and you can do it. If I can do it, just trust me, you can do it. Hopefully I said everything. I genuinely make videos like this. I just hope I help somebody, because if I do, every little thing that I've gone through was worth it. And I hope one day you guys can kick depression's ass too, and be a shining light for somebody one day who went through the same exact thing that you went through and are maybe going through. So with that said, hopefully this helps somebody. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.